Hello everyone, Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Lawfolds on the RDAllen multiplayer server, and just myself on this server here at the moment. And we are currently harvesting some barley here with the Massey Ferguson again. And this is field 20 here. One of the, well, I shouldn't say one of it. A lot of the fields on this map are kind of oddly shaped. Not necessarily, you know, square. And we are making straw here at the moment. I don't know if we necessarily need to be doing that, seeing as how the pigs are doing pretty good. Speaking of the pigs here. Currently have 222 pigs. So yeah, the pigs are doing quite well. Been selling quite a few of those. And as you've probably seen there, the numbers are looking pretty good for them at the moment. The only thing we don't have for them yet is root crops. So not really, you know, that big a deal that they don't have the root crops. Not sure how much that changes the number by, but I don't think it's enough that it warrants us getting sugar beets or potatoes here in the immediate future, at least. Oh, we're currently at, what, 40-minute reproduction rate? So that's pretty good, I'd say. And just a reminder again here, for anybody that would like to join us on the multiplayer servers, links are in the description below. And there are 2 download links for each server. First download link should download all the mods needed to join the server. And second download link should take you to the server download page. You can download the mods individually from there. And like I've said in previous videos here, we've done a lot of work in the past couple weeks there fixing mods. So got most of the issues on the mods fixed. There's a couple we can't fix, unfortunately. But for the most part, we are running issue-free mods here. Give or take, you know, a few minor ones, like I said. And that's something to keep in mind as well. With most of the mods we had in the first place, most of the issues were just minor, you know, silly things the mod authors didn't do. And then we also have a TeamSpeak server as well. We do require, if you are joining us on the multiplayer servers, please join us on TeamSpeak. Plus the passwords to get on the Farming Simulator servers is on TeamSpeak as well. You should get a message when you first join TeamSpeak telling you what the password is. Plus, it is listed under the description for all the Farming Simulator channels. And by the way, server 2 here, that is the server I'm currently playing on. This is obviously the Lawfolds map. Server 1, we just switched over maps there. We were on land between the mountains. We are now doing Kiffhauser. Might not be saying that name right, but new map there on server 1. Looks like a pretty good looking map. For those of you not familiar with that map, it's basically half farming and half forestry. So half the map is a forestry area and half the map is a farming area. So pretty cool looking map. And like I said, we just started that on server 1. And just a reminder again, too, for anybody that would like to get their own multiplayer servers, make sure you check out the link in the description below for the Nitrato website. Server 2 here is currently being hosted by Nitrato. And like I said in the past, so far the performance on this server has been pretty good. Haven't had any issues or complaints with that yet. And also, for anybody that would like a coupon code for the Nitrato servers, I do have one coupon code left yet, I believe. Just send me a message through my channel page there. Just go to the About and send a message. And like I said, first come, first serve. I do have, I think, just one coupon code left yet. And like I said, I believe that's like a $10 off coupon. Probably should look at getting GPS set up here. I don't think this line here is necessarily lined up with a GPS at all, is it? Doesn't appear to be. GPS is actually running that way. Okay. Not entirely sure who started harvesting this field here. Bit interesting how they started. Not sure why they did it this way, but hey, whatever. It works. Gets the field harvested, I guess you could say. Okay, let's see if we can line up with the GPS here. That's pretty close, I guess. You know, with the shape of this field, I don't know that it necessarily matters which way we start going here. The opposite way probably would be a little bit better, arguably, but this should work. And I'll also mention here as well, for those of you who want to join us on the servers, if you do not have a mic, you don't have to have a mic here to join TeamSpeak. We do have several players that currently don't have mics, or either that don't want to talk, that join on the servers. So it is not a requirement to have a mic to join TeamSpeak. So for those of you who are wondering about that, I do get asked that every now and then. Hey, I don't have a mic. Can I still join? You certainly may. Like I said, not required to have a mic to join TeamSpeak. Obviously, you know, if you want to communicate back with us, yes, you'll probably want to have a mic. I think it'll give you a much more enjoyable experience here on the multiplayer servers. And like I said before, for those of you who've never played multiplayer before, definitely worth checking out. It is a lot of fun playing Farming Simulator here, multiplayer. And I know I get asked often there as well, what time am I typically on? Well, we're currently recording this around 3:50 here in the afternoon, so 3:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I'm currently recording this video. And then typically I'm usually on around 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the time I'm usually on the most. And then, of course, like I said before, too, typically record a little bit earlier in the day. Obviously, need to get the video rendered up and ready to upload. Okay, and we'll read some comments here a moment. Saban was saying, you really don't like tracks, eh? No, it's not necessarily that I don't like tracks. I think Saban, by the way, wants me to switch to tracks on our case combine there, single player. And like I said, not that I don't like them, I just kind of like the look of the duals there on that particular combine. Will Be Free was asking, does anybody know of a good map with square fields so the hired workers don't get into too much trouble? Not off the top of my head, I do not, no. And one thing I'll have to say, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this as well, it seems like the hired workers here in 17 seem to be a little more derpy than normal. Maybe that's just me, folks, but it just seems that way. At least on Goldcrest Valley, anyway. Hired workers do weird things. They just stop, turn around in the middle of fields. It's like, what in the world? Don't understand it, but yeah, it's kind of weird. A 2015 farmer was asking, play Farming Simulator, and I'm having issues with the camera rubber banding. Tried a lot of stuff for reinstalling, but the camera still rubber bands. Doesn't say if he's playing single player or multiplayer. You shouldn't be having rubber banding cameras in single player, unless you like need a new graphics card or something maybe. Even then, it seems kind of odd you'd have a rubber banding camera. Now, of course, multiplayer, yes, that could definitely be an issue. Oh, let's see, what episode was it again? I think it was 2 episodes ago here on the multiplayer server. Had some issues there with the camera. Well, not really the camera, but just lag on the server, so rubber banding just a little bit there. You know, gets just a little bit laggy. You can probably see at the moment they're running right around 30, 35 milliseconds. Ooh, down to 25 there for a second. 25 to 35, we'll say. Looks like that's a pretty good number. One thing I will say as well, if your graphics card is good enough, make sure you also update your graphics card drivers. I know a lot of people forget to do that. That is something that does make a big difference, especially with the newer games. Steve was saying there's a modded T8 New Holland with the option for rear duals on the Mod Hub US site. Might want to check that out. Worth noting there. So for anybody that would like to have a T8 with duals on it, so kind of like what I was saying there last episode, single player. Be nice if the T8 actually had the option for duals. It doesn't, unfortunately. The King Cotter was saying you can sell pigs at the farm. You don't have to go to the shop to do that. There is a fee, and it was the Wilson trailer that was in the way. So, okay, that must be why I couldn't sell them from the farm there. I thought you could. And according to the King Cotter here, you can. And he was also saying, yes, the in-game trailer is shorter than the Wilson trailer. Like I was saying, we went with the Wilson trailer on here because it can hold 42 pigs as opposed to, I think it's 21 pigs on the in-game trailer. So basically twice as many. However, the Wilson trailer is a little bit difficult to get around this map. So yeah, the in-game trailer might have been the wiser choice there. War Sprite was asking... another great video. And what is the biggest farm equipment you've ever used? And do you have any good modded potato harvester? I don't have any good modded potato harvester. And as far as the largest equipment we've ever used, that is a good question. Header size, it would probably have to be the Kemper 2020, for those of you who have seen that. I think that's probably the largest header size for like a chopper. That went on the corn chopper there. That was the Kemper 2020 header. 20-row corn chopping header. Probably the largest seeder, that would have to be the John Deere air seeder. I'm thinking that'd be the largest seeder. I'm trying to think of anything else that might be large. The John Deere air seeder there is at 22 meters. Martin was saying, or kind of asking, I guess you should say, why would you use GPS on a square field? Setting a hired worker does the same job? Well, like I've said before, yes, you could hire a worker to do something like that, but I rather enjoy doing things myself for the most part, at least when I can. I mean, obviously, you know, to keep things moving in the game, yes, you do have to hire workers. You can't do everything yourself, but that doesn't mean I still don't enjoy doing it myself yet. If you just sit here hiring workers all the time, then it just becomes a farm management game, it feels like, more than a farming simulator type game. And there are some activities, like I've said before, I rather enjoy doing, like harvesting here, for example. Always one of my favorite activities. D. Johnson was asking, have you ever tried to use the repair mod on your Lily Juno? Those are the animal cleaners, by the way. No, I have not. I don't think you have to. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's what the little placeable thingamajig there is for. It's supposed to take up the repair cost there. It probably doesn't, you know, keep the Lily Juno repaired as far as like if you're going to sell it, but it's supposed to cover the repair cost, to my knowledge. So. D. Johnson was also saying, I've seen in some of your other videos you have a welder, and very handy with tools, so just make yourself a steering wheel holder. You know, I was thinking about that, folks, and like I said before, I have the farming simulator steering wheel, and I also have a G27 that I don't necessarily use as much as I would like to, mainly because I need to come up with a way to mount them to my desk or some sort of holder, something I can slide in and out. Haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that yet, so it's kind of trying to think of something here. That's something I want to get done here in the next couple months here. See if I can figure out something that'll possibly hold both wheels or one wheel at a time or something. Something I can just kind of push out of the way when I don't want it, slide it back in when I want to use it. My current method is I pretty much move my keyboard and mouse out of the way and then clamp, I should say, clamp the steering wheels to my keyboard tray, which works great, except when I want to use my keyboard and mouse, it makes it rather difficult. So I'm pretty much always swapping between the two, so it gets to be a real pain. And like I said, pretty much just looking for some good ideas at this point as how to do that. I've got a few ideas, but like I said, just not feeling it on any of the ideas I have at the moment. John was saying your starter stock of animals is always higher price because you're buying adults and only selling the offspring. He's got a little bit of a point there, but I think the way I look at it, I don't think you're selling offspring in this game. I guess I look at it as you're actually selling, you're buying adult animals and selling adult animals. That would make the most sense. But like he was saying there, I guess you could use that to explain the price difference there between buying the pigs versus selling pigs. Basically, almost $2,000 difference there, by the way. Sniper was asking on Oklahoma, why did the maker get rid of Field 13? Don't know. You will have to ask him. And like I've said before, the Oklahoma map that has been released, in my opinion, does not feel like the Oklahoma map from Farming Simulator 15. Not to say that the map that has been released is bad. It just does not feel like the map from 15, which I think is kind of unfortunate, because I really did like the Farming Simulator 15 version of the Oklahoma map. Kyler was saying, nice videos, keep up the good work. Thank you very much for that. Andrew was saying, personally, I think the New Holland looks the best in crawler tracks. Also, have you thought about longer videos so you can get through more comments? No, I have not. Half hour seems to be a pretty good number there. TLB was also pointing out there's a good version of a New Holland T8 on FSUK. Joel was saying, love your videos. Baza says, hey. Jeffrey was saying, I've been wanting to do this much silage for some time. He's commenting there on the land between the mountains there, the high-speed video I did, leveling that silage bunker. Brent was saying the Oklahoma map looks nothing like Oklahoma anymore, as he lives in Oklahoma. Which, by the way, is a comment I did get back in Oklahoma for 15 there. A lot of people said it did look somewhat like Oklahoma. Obviously, I've never been there, so I can't say for sure, but a lot of people did say the Farming Simulator 15 version of Oklahoma did look like it with the soil color and stuff. Joe was saying, just wanted to say, keep up the good work, like your videos. Thank you very much for that. Farmer69 was saying, people should stop complaining about the workers. I know they can be annoying, but at least they are in the game. And we don't have to do everything. That is true. That is true. Like I said before, though, I do enjoy giving the hired workers a hard time, and course play for that matter. The derp level of course play and hired workers can be a bit high sometimes, shall we say. Jazera Kib was saying you should try the Hobbs farm map for Farming Simulator 17. It has huge fields and some nice extras. May have to check that out. I have played on that map just a little bit before, but never did an actual play through on it. And I know a lot of people keep recommending that map. That map has been around for a long time. I'm not sure about 2009, but I believe at least since 2011, the Hobbs map has been around. The Hobbs farm map, that is. Okay, this is probably going to about fill the trailer up here, I'm guessing. Oh, maybe not. He's only at 80%. Which, by the way, the glance mod there, for those you wondering, you can increase and decrease what you see with the glance mod by doing Alt-M and Alt-L. Alt-L decreases, and Alt-M increases. So standard or default is level 4. Then we got level 3. So there you can see the Steyr showing up. So you can see he's 97% full, 99%, and 100% full there. Go empty that here a moment. And I don't know if anybody's playing this map single player or not, but this looks like a bit of a fun spot to try to get Courseplay to unload into. Courseplay can reverse into unloading spots, by the way. I don't think that's the issue. It's just everything else that's kind of right around this area. Looks like it'd be fun for Courseplay to navigate. Okay, we'll just move the trailer up to this end of the field here. That's something I typically get asked when I do it this way as well. How come you are bringing the combine to the trailer as opposed to the trailer to the combine? Well, like I said before, typically in real life, if it was just like myself, which it is now, harvesting the field, you would always bring the combine to the tipper, or wagon. You know, rather than going to get the tractor and the wagon, you simply just drive your combine to the trailer. And of course, obviously in real life too, you know, combine being 100% full like this, it doesn't quite work that way in real life. You know, pretty much just make sure you empty the tank on the combine before it starts spilling over. Pretty much the general idea in real life. Or sometimes too, they'll empty a little bit sooner if, say, you're working on like a wetter field or something like that. You risk the chance of getting stuck, so you'll empty a little more often. Say maybe when you're half full instead of being all the way full. Fairly common to see that as well. All kinds of things you don't have to worry about here in Farming Simulator that's, you know, kind of different than real life. Anyway, folks, with that, I think we'll wrap up the video here. Just a reminder again, if you would like to join us on the multiplayer servers, anyone is welcome to do so as long as you play nice. You can have a PC or a laptop. I know I've been asked that a couple times. Hey, I have a laptop. Can I play? Yes, you can, as long as you can play Farming Simulator 17. You should be able to join. So that means laptop, desktop. Not sure about Mac. I'm actually not sure on that one if Mac can join a dedicated server or not. Someone will have to let me know on that one. Don't know if anybody we play with actually has a Mac or not. But anyway, like I was saying, mod links are in the description below, so make sure you just check the description of this video or any one of my other multiplayer videos. And also make sure you look up the TeamSpeak information as well, also in the description of this video. So with that, if you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.